What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Days, Vivian. I freaking love Vivian Alamein. Vivian is crazy, yo. The way she tiptoed out of the mansion when Eli was talking to Stefan and Gabby, yo, she tiptoed out that door. I love her. Like, that's the type. I love characters like her. Like, they're villainous, but they're funny. Like, I love it. She was pretty much playing games with everybody in this episode. Like, Vivian was not to be played with. She was playing some games. She was trying to cover her tracks. Like, she knew what she was doing. Like, the way... And I don't understand why Sonny and Will were so shocked when they saw her. Oh, you're supposed to be dead. Y'all seen how many people come back from the dead, including Will? Why are y'all surprised at this point? I don't get it. See, that's another thing, though. Days and a lot of shows, Days mainly, at this point, they really need to stop doing the whole back from the dead thing. It's overkill. Like, how many people are you going to bring back? Dr. Rolf, Jack, Kristen, Tony, Vivian. Like, how many people y'all going to bring back from the dead? You might as well stop killing people off. You know what I'm saying? Write them out as going to prison or leaving town or something. Like, all this back from the dead is giving me a headache. Because it's just aggravating. Because when you see somebody die, you pretty much have it in the back of your mind that they're not really dead at this point. Like, they're not dead. You know what I mean? Like, stop doing it. It's annoying now. Vivian came up in that mansion. She came up in the Kyriakis mansion putting on a whole show. Talking about I'm trying to forgive my enemies and I hope my enemies will forgive me. She came near talking about she was looking for Kate, but she couldn't find Kate. Talking about she was there looking for Maggie to make amends with all her enemies. Vivian was so full of it. She was so full of piss and vinegar. Sonny and Will wasn't buying what she was selling. They knew she was lying. Talking about, I'm a changed person. Dying, nearly dying. It'll change you. Vivian, ain't nobody believing you. They are not believing you. And when Sarah told Will and Sonny about what happened to Kate and her being in surgery and they ran to the hospital, they was going to the hospital, you see Vivian trying to get on up out of there because you already know Vivian nervous because now she knows that Kate survived. She knows she's in danger now of Kate snitching on her. The thing is, though, Will, he was thinking that Stefan had something to do with Kate getting shot. I mean, Eli thought the same thing, but my whole thing is, why would Stefan shoot her now? Why would he shoot her now? He's had months, a year, to get revenge on Kate and to kill Kate, and he hasn't done it, so why do it now? But then Sonny thought about it. Sonny was the one who came up with, with the notion that it was Vivian, because they took a minute to think about it, and they was like, so Vivian comes back from the dead, pretending like she looking for Kate, but now that she's back from the dead, all of a sudden, Kate was shot. Stefan had months to shoot Kate or harm Kate, and he hasn't. Vivian's been back all of 5 minutes, and now all of a sudden Kate's been shot. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together. And that's exactly what Sonny did. He was like, nope. Stefan didn't do it. Vivian had to do it. I said, exactly. Think, boy. Like, it don't take that long to figure that out. That's easy. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. And of course, Will's gonna want revenge. I feel like if Will tried to take on Vivian, he would be out of his league. I'm just saying, Vivian's a little too clever for him. Maybe he can, but I don't like to underestimate folks. But I don't know. She just seemed a little, 2 steps above him. Like, he might want to go a little lower. I mean, it was hard for him to take on Leo Stark. So if you couldn't take on Leo, what makes you think you're gonna get revenge on Vivian? It ain't gonna happen, Captain. I don't see it. But it was funny, that little scene between Vivian and Sarah. Sarah was so just... She come up in there not letting Vivian leave the mansion. She all huffing and puffing and mad at Vivian because, of course, Vivian buried Maggie alive. What was that? 9 years ago? Almost 10 years ago? That she buried her alive? And of course, Sarah was pissed about that, which I totally understand. But Vivian turned the tables on her real fast, real quick. Like, she was mad at her 1 minute, but then you're sitting there telling her all your business with Eric in the next. You know what I mean? Like, how stupid can you be? Like, how you go from being mad at Vivian for what she did to your mother, but you're spilling your guts about you and Eric, and, you know, now that he got Nicole back, what does that mean for you? And you're supposedly happy about it. Vivian manipulated the hell out of her. She played mind games with her, and it worked. Like, she got all up in Sarah's head. You know what I mean? Because Sarah was just going to back down and, you know, not chase after Eric. And, you know, if him and Nicole get back together, she was going to be happy for them. Even though deep down she's not really happy about it, obviously. And Vivian sensed that. She was like, yeah, you're lying. So Vivian played mind games with her, manipulated her. She was like, you know, basically telling her, like, she's just like Maggie, a goody two-shoes, you know, a wimp. And, of course, she did that to manipulate Sarah. Because Sarah fell for it. She was like, oh, me and my mom are not wimps. And Vivian basically told her, do what you got to do to keep your man. And after Vivian left, of course, Sarah got to thinking. And she pulled out that paternity test. And she was like, well, paternity DNA don't lie. Paternity tests don't lie. You know, well, pregnancy tests don't lie. She's emphatically pregnant. So she's going to use that baby to keep Eric in her orbit. And, of course, Eric walked in as soon as she said that, so I don't know how much he overheard. But she definitely going to use that baby to keep Eric. Definitely. Because she allowed Vivian to get all up in her mind. And she too stupid to realize it. Like, you let Vivian play you like a damn fiddle. Like, she played you like a straight violin and you don't even see it. Sarah's crazy. In my opinion, Sarah ruined her marriage for Eric. And he went back to Nicole. Soon as he found out Nicole was alive, he ran to go find her, and now they back. But, I mean, her and Rex wasn't going to last anyway. And apparently Rex ain't even taking her phone calls or answering none of her texts. Like, because she keep trying to get in touch with him to let him know what happened to Kate. But he's not answering none of her phone calls and stuff like that. I don't blame Rex for not answering. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame him. Why would he want to talk to her? I still don't think that this baby is Eric's, though, because there's still a big possibility that it's Rex's. You know what I'm saying? But she's not even thinking about that. She's just sure that the baby's Eric's. I'm like, why are you so sure? You would have to be at least 6 weeks pregnant. 6 weeks ago, you were with Rex. You know what I'm saying? So it would have to be Rex's baby. Do the math. Unless they're messing around with the timetable and the dates, because you know how these shows do. They, you know, like to mess with the timetable of when something happened. But we all know she was with Rex 6 weeks ago, so that baby is more than likely his. There's like a 99.9% chance that that kid should be Rex's if you add up the timeline. So anyway, moving on from that, Eli was not buying nothing that Gabby and Stefan were selling. I was kind of shocked a little bit that Gabby didn't snitch on Vivian. I mean, she did kind of snitch, but then she didn't, because she let him know that, you know, Vivian was upstairs, you know, because he was like, okay, where's your mother? Gabby jumped up real quick and was like, she upstairs. But you could tell Gabby really do love Stefan, because she couldn't bring herself to really like tell Eli what happened with Kate and Vivian. Because she know that Vivian was the one who shot Kate. Because Stefan told her. So she could have easily told Eli right then and there. But you could tell, like, that's her love for Stefan by not giving up his mother. If it wasn't for Stefan, she would have been snitching on Vivian. You know what I mean? But she was like, no. Because she loved her husband. But Eli wasn't buying nothing that neither one of them was selling. He wasn't buying it. He knew they was lying. He knew they knew. He knew they knew more than what they were saying. It's written all over their face and how quick they tried to get him out the mansion when he wanted to talk to Vivian. But Stefan was surprised to find out Vivian ass wasn't even upstairs. But Gabby had to tell him, like, you better go find your mother, for she tried to, you know, off Kate for good, you know, finish the deal. You know what I mean? Finish her off. I was like, yeah, because you already know that's where Vivian gonna try to go. But Stefan, you know, he got in touch with Vivian and told her, bring your ass home. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in trouble, so come home. Because, and Vivian straight up told Stefan, she was like, we got to shut Kate up because she survived. And if, Kate wakes up, which I'm sure she will, and she start talking, she gonna snitch on Vivian. So Vivian gotta do something real fast. She better come up with a plan. But Eli and them should put a guard on Kate's door or something, like. But anyway, moving on from that. So for me, I feel like I don't understand why Nicole was sitting there apologizing to Brady and stuff like that. In my opinion, Nicole don't owe nobody no apology, because she feel like, she owes an apology because she was basically coaching Kristen on how to be like her. But you don't have nothing to apologize for. You were being held against your will. You did that to survive, for the survival of you and your daughter. So can't nobody blame you for that. You had to do it. Because if you didn't coach her, you really would have ended up dead. So I can't blame her for that. Brady definitely, in my opinion, owed an apology. You know what I mean? Like, for the whole blackmailing and keeping Nicole out. But I am glad that they made amends. But in my opinion, I never had no use for the Brady character, to be honest. The actor is a good actor, but I never had any use for that character. I just felt like the character of Brady was always an idiot. Like, seriously, if I was Victor, I would be very afraid of Brady running my company. I'm just saying, he's not that bright. Like, he's smart when he want to be, but then again, 9 times out of 10, he's an idiot. He's a rockhead. And Marlena basically told him the truth. Like, he's sitting there talking about something, oh, I'm done with Kristen. Oh, I want nothing to do with Kristen. Marlena not no fool. She was like, yeah, that's easier said than done. She knows subconsciously he likes Kristen. He likes it. He can complain and whine all he want to. But he's into Kristen more than he think. Like, more than he could sit there and he's protesting too much. Oh, I can't stand her. I hate her. I this, I that. No, you don't. You like her. It's obvious. You got a thing for her. You can sit there and deny it all you want. Because my thing about Brady is he's been intimate with Kristen and Nicole several times over the years. You slept with both of them numerous times. How the hell could you not tell the difference between Kristen and Nicole's bodies? You've seen both of them naked several times. You can't tell the difference? And then when he saw the tattoo on Kristen, he still, like, he was thinking, but he still didn't put 2 and 2 together. It took John and Marlena's party for John to pull her mask off for him to realize it was Kristen. He knew damn well it was her. He knew it. He knew it. Like, you could look at her body. As soon as you see her naked, you know it's her. You almost married the woman. You slept with her a bunch of times. You know what her body looked like. And you know what Nicole's body looked like. How do you not know? He knew. He just didn't care. Subconsciously, you know what I mean? Like, he wants her. Like, he could sit there and lie all he want to. Everybody know the truth. He's attracted to her. He could lie all he want. He like that type of crazy. And he want that type of crazy in his life, and he know it. Because he barely had any type of negative reaction when Kristen told him that she was free of all the charges. I was like, yep, he want that in his life. We know it. You might as well just admit it. And it was so funny when John went to go see Kristen and stuff to warn her to stay away from Brady. Listen, I love that whole scene because Kristen was giving it to John. Because I think a lot of what Kristen said was true. As crazy as she is, a lot of what she said had to be true. Because think about it. If John wasn't worried about Brady and Kristen getting back together, or Brady still having feelings for her, he wouldn't have taken upon himself to come down there to warn her. You know what I mean? If you were so sure that your son was done with her, you wouldn't feel the need to go there and try to tell her to stay away. Brady should be the one you should be telling to stay away because he's a grown man. You know what I mean? He's not a boy. He's not a child. You know? So if he wants Kristen around, or he keeps on, speaking with her or engaging in conversation with her, obviously that must mean he wants her in his orbit. So John needs to come to that realization. I think what Kristen was saying to him was true. And Kristen was laying it all out there. She was like, come on. Every time she was with Brady, she felt like he knew it was really her. Even when they slept together. I was like, exactly, which brings me back to my original point. How do you not know that that's not her? Like, that's not Nicole. You know what I mean? How do you know how could you not know that that's really Kristen? Look at their bodies. You've seen it 100 times. Come on now. John knew it was true. He just didn't want to say. He just didn't want to admit that Kristen was telling the truth about it. There's an attraction there. My thing with Kristen is her crazy obsession with Brady is ultimately always going to be her downfall, because you can't go around town doing crazy things and you let your obsession with Brady cloud your better sense. You know what I mean? Kristen is just bugged out. But when Nicole came up in there and jacked her up against that wall, that's the Nicole I like to see. That's the Nicole I like. I don't like this weepy Nicole. I like strong, tough Nicole. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was so funny how when Eli came in there, Nicole sitting there, Kristen sitting there talking about something. Oh, I want her arrested. She put her hands on me. She assaulted me. And then Eli talking about something. Oh, I'm gonna get a doctor in here to look at you. A doctor for what? Nicole didn't even. All Nicole did was grab her arms and push her up against a wall. Barely pushed her. You need a doctor for that? She ain't even swing on her. She ain't throw no hands, no nothing. She didn't swing. She didn't do nothing. So what does this woman need a doctor for, Eli? I'm just saying, like, a doctor for what? And Nicole was sure that she was going to go to prison. I'm like, no, she's not going to prison. Jack made a deal with her. And Nicole and Kristen made it very clear that if Jack played her, there would be hell to pay. Like, she was not playing no games. Like, she was letting it be known. She will ruin Jack if he messed with her in their deal. But when Eric find out that Sarah pregnant, it's going to be a hot mess in Salem. Because you already know he's going to be in between two women. If I was Eric, I just wish Eric was smart enough to ask at least for a DNA test to make sure. You know, like once she's further along in her pregnancy, to make sure that the child is really his. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. Ain't nothing wrong with being sure. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. I hope all of you have a great day. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. And I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.